Hello, Henry here, and welcome back to a new video for the Soul or SOVL. And of course, after playing with each Lord and finishing challenge level 7 as per usual, I'm gonna give you my opinion on the ranking of the army roster for the Minotaur Lords. Not the Minotaur Lords, yeah, I mean, you already see where this is going, but for the Goatmen Raiders. And the Goatmen Raiders, again, as per usual, the rules for this one is I'm ranking them to each other. So in the army itself, not against other ones, against other army lists, but against each other in their own army. Overall, I think this roster is very strong. I had the easiest runs, more or less the easiest runs with it, especially with the Minotaur Lord. But these troops were really strong, and the roster was okay, I think. And yeah, if I had to rank it next to some other armies I've done, I definitely would go with this one instead of, for example, the undead one. The undead one I just hated. So, with that said, let's begin. And we start again with the Goatman Longhorn. The Goatman Longhorn is the main guy, the melee guy as per usual. He's going into B tier, just the mid, the average, and this is the one we are grading with. And he's got a great weapon. You can change that, of course, to a two-hand weapon, I think. Otherwise, he's got a war cry, and he's a raider. What the raider means, you can, if I remember correctly, you can go in and do an ambush deployment. Yeah, he comes. Oh, now I have to see. Wait a minute. I'm not quite remembering correctly if it was the if it was a Goatman Warriors or if it was a Mongrel pack. I think, if I remember correctly, you start this army with. Let me get a new list going here in the game. The Longhorn comes with Goatman Warriors, right? He comes with the Goatman Warriors, and the Shaman comes with the Mongrel pack. That's the difference, right? So, to get back to the list, he's in the middle of the pack, and yeah, he's got his stuff which is helping you out, and I think you need that. Otherwise, this guy would be in the beginning a bit weak, I would say. So the Warcry makes it that all your units have +1 power for a turn. So in the first engagement with the most charges, and you want to charge a lot with these guys, you just want to run in, the Warcry is good, okay, but you only got it once. And the Raider is the thing that really helps him, because you get ambush deployment with your Goatman Warriors. So we're going to put them right in here with their hand weapons and shields. They are solid. And the baseline, this is the main starter you get. Okay, the other lord. We come with the shaman, and now we can debate again on whether the shaman is on the same level as the other ones, because he's not as strong in melee, and you need actually melee heroes with this group because you want to go in all of the time, and he's a bit weak on that part, and you are not quite making use of these. You've got wild form, which transforms you into a melee guy for a round, and that's twice. You can do that in a fight, and you got Thousand Mouths, and Thousand Mouths is a spell that is, yeah, let's call it weak. It's a cleanup thing to hit low level, low defense monsters, but nothing more. And there are better spells out there. I think I have to do a spell tier list at some point. But overall, I would say the shaman goes with this B1. And if you know me, I like my sorcerers, but the shaman just doesn't do it for me because he's too weak to be in melee all the time and you don't get much out of it. And keeping your crew or troops out of a melee charge is not the way you play this. And you're not gimping around in the back. And if you can get them onto, let's say, a chariot or something else solo, then you are okay. You're good to go. Then you can fly around a bit and help out. Overall, I would say he is one of the weaker casters because he doesn't start with really strong spells, and then he's not the greatest of melee guys. But then again, he is better than some other ones. And then we come to my personal favorite, the cleaning machine, the one and only Minotaur Lord. And this guy is for me S tier. This guy made each run so easy. He starts, of course, that's another thing that helps. He starts with his retinue as Minotaur Lords, or the Minotaurs. And this guy alone, in one fight, we had him on a T-Rex due to events. The T-Rex, together with the Minotaur Lord, was unstoppable. They killed everything. He hits hard, he hits a lot. The upgrades, you can get a lot of attacks in. So this guy just slaps. He's an insane monster. Very high hitting, very hard hitting. All of these are actually very hard hitting. And yeah, this guy is cool. And in the last fight, in the Challenge 7, we put him onto a dragon due to an event. And on a dragon, he was strong. He was very mobile, but the dragon just quite didn't do it for me, I have to say. I'd rather take him on a T-Rex again or something else. But overall, this guy, together with his retinue, is just the S tier, the powerhouse that pushes you through. The one run we had, him together with his crew of Minotaurs just demolished everything. No matter what the rest did, we put him on the left hand side. We started eating through everyone from one side to the other, and no one could do anything about it. In the last run, he had 8 attacks and hit like a train or freight train. So this guy is a clear S tier for me. So that's for the heroes and the baseline warrior on the baseline. Then we go with the next melee one, and that's the mongrel pack. And the mongrel pack is basically a lesser version of the Goatmen warrior. So you've got hand weapons and shield, and the thing here is you have got scout on the Goatmen, not Goatmen, on the mongrel warriors, mongrel pack. You get scouting and ambusher. So ambusher gives you the deployment outside of your deployment zone, gives you a bit forward, gives you a way forward, and the scouting they have lets you ignore the terrain malices. So you're going for something like into the woods, right? Sometimes you have these maps where you've got the wood right in front of you out of their deployment zone. You can go in and out of there. You can run through a wood to get into cover from shots from the enemy. I would put them right next to the Goatmen Warriors. You get more models of these, so that's also a point. The Goatmen Warriors have less models than these packs, so you get more hit points to cover your shaman. Overall, I think it's decent enough. I don't like the combination of shaman with the Goatmen Warriors, with the mongrel pack, because with the mongrel packs you want to bring them forward and into the ambush stance and forward, and yeah, going into melee just robs you of some of the spells you could take overall. And I haven't seen Hex anywhere, but I think he can learn it. But I would say I would put them on the same level. Both have their places. The Goatmen Warriors have less models but are sturdier, and the mongrel pack just wins in numbers. And if you can get a lot of them going, they become not unstoppable, but if you've got a lot of them with a lot of stuff, and with the Beastmen you get the demonic upgrades at some points, you can have luck, and luck into a really nice upgrade. Yeah. Brings us to the next one, and this one is the spear. And the spear also has ambush scout, and they have, instead of hand weapons and shield, spears. Spears make it so that you get one one more row of attacks if you don't charge, I think that was. Let me quickly check that. Battle line, where is it? Goatman, Mongrel Spears, here we are. And the Spear and Shield gives you exactly 1 defense, an extra rank supporting attacks when not charging. And in fact, this is better than a handgun. A handgun, yeah, of course. A hand weapon shield, because the hand weapon gives you just the +1 power on the charge, and the spear gives you an overall better thing for your money. At the same time, it's the same mongrels, so they're going into C tier. Solid, both solid. You can decide if you want to go with the extra attack rank or if you want to go with the hand weapons and shield, and with some events you can even put something else here. Which leads us to the next one, and this one is the only range unit in this crew here, although the only real one. And as per usual with these guys, I don't like them. The short bow is Ambush and Scout is all nice and good. If you put them forward, you can make use of the short bow, but the short bow has the big disadvantage. It's short, and therefore you need to be very close to the AI, the enemy. And 3 power, 3 defense, and 3 skill just doesn't cut it. I mean, that's mid of the road. I wouldn't go as far as to say they are trash, because we had troops that are worse, and they are just below stats wise of the spears and the other ones, so they are the same as the other mongrel pack, just without the extra defense. But the 1 defense here in this instance makes it that these live longer, so I would put them in C tier. They are fine enough, I would say, but they are. I would prefer one of these two, a pack or a spear, to the skirmishers. I only picked them up once to try them, and then that was that. And they never really got going for me, because they got targeted. They are down. Even if you hold them back, then you can't really use them because you are missing the range to do anything. Which brings us to the last of their melee guys, melee troops, and that's the Ibex warriors. And I'm a bit, let's say, split on this one. So first of all, you get great weapon and you get the armor. So you've got a great armor, you've got the bigger stats already from the beginning. You've got the 4-4 instead of the 3-3, and you've got a discipline, so they hold longer. And you get the armor and you get the great weapon, which gives you a bit of power on the charge. Or I think it gives you power overall. That's why the 5 is here. And yeah, this makes it so that these are very sturdy. The only downside to this is that you get even less models than on the Goatmen Warriors, or the same, more or less, I don't know, but you start with 10. And 10 models of these can get killed quite quickly. You really want a banner of mist on these ones if you're doing the run, to minimize the damage they take from range attacks. But overall, these guys just yeah, you need to do something with them and hope for an upgrade. Nevertheless, I would say they are an upgrade to these guys for sure. They are better than the Goatmen Warriors, of course, way better, and hit harder and live longer. I've had one of these tank an 8 group of elf lancers in my last run. The lancers charged in, and these guys held their own. They didn't break because of the high discipline. If you get 2 or 3 rows of them going, they won't break. And the high armor made it so that they actually survived. And surviving an elf lancer to the face of 8 riders and holding 3 or 4 rounds on your own is good in my book. They are a solid choice. Only downside is the low number, but if you can get that up, it's fine, and you don't recover as many, but it's okay. Okay, that's the normal troops. Well, normal in a way. The melee troops. Now we come to the monsters and special groups, or the speedy guys. And this shows you what the gameplay of these guys is. If you have some of these normal fighting troops, most of the time they will lag behind and just join the fight later. You could try and wait and get them to be your anvil, and these are the hammers to kill the enemy. But whenever I played it with them, then I used these monsters and ran into the enemy and charged into the sides. And let's begin with the biggest and baddest of them all, in my opinion, or not the biggest, but the craziest, and that's this combination, the Minotaur Lord. Taking the Minotaur Lord with his Minotaur as a retinue, you get 2 in the beginning, that's 6 attacks already, 6 wounds already, and a total of 8 attacks. Together with him, it's 12 attacks in one free group. And you can get these up. In the last one, I had 5 or 6. I think it was 5. And if you get this guy onto something else, these can stand on their own. They do the same thing with the 2-hand weapons, so the extra attack, and they do the frenzy, which gives you the reroll on the first charge. Does it? Yeah, I think that does it. You can also not flee, so you can't break. That's a negative on them, but you don't need to break or run away because you take it to the chin every time the enemy's charges. Yeah, frenzy rerolled missed attacks in the first round of combat, exactly. Just read after again after that. So yeah, these guys, these are the powerhouse. They can really go to town, and in the last both times I used them, they just demolished. And in the last run, they brought us to the end fight, and we put them into one of the sides, left or right, doesn't matter. You put them forward, you charge at whatever the enemy throws at you. Most of the time, he even waits and tries to charge everything in, and you just kill it, and then you swing in and clean up whatever is left on the other parts of the playing field. And my tactic always was put these on one side and kill stuff, and on the other side I would put the rest and try to overwhelm on the other side, whilst these guys cleaned house on their own, especially upgraded. Which brings us to the Feral Hounds. These are decent enough. I had the feeling they lack a bit in the power department, but I would say they are fine. I would put them in C tier, I guess, maybe A tier, because you get a lot of them. Okay, let me put them in A tier. You can get a lot of them, and you can get also the upgrade on the wound, which gives you a double wounded hound, which is good because then they don't die as quickly. You just have to have the luck to get then also the demonic upgrade here, which can luck you into a good roll, and then also the maximum unit upgrade. In the last run we had 2 of these, and one got the numbers upgrade, so I had 16 of those, and the other one stayed on, like, what was it, 6? 8? I think 8 it was. But they had double wounds, and both of them were okay. But the best that can happen to you is you get the double wounded one and you get the max unit upgrades, and then you're really going to town with these. Don't ever charge into the front of something, they die quickly. I mean, you can sacrifice them, but they are better off just running around and going into the side of things. Another thing is, for the run, you get 2 of those. If you choose them in the beginning, you get 2 of those, and that's great because you can use both of them in tandem and then win fights. If you're getting them solo out of the shop, the worth diminishes again, just as always, but I think they are great. They are cheap, they are expendable, they help you a lot, especially if you engage with any of these, and then these come in from the side or the back, and they can just eat through the enemy. That's their whole stick. Then we come to another of these crews. So instead of the single wounded mass, that is the Hound, you can have a Harpy. And if you pick the Harpy in the beginning, you get a single crew of Harpies, of 3, I think it is. And 3 Harpies with 2 attacks is less than what you get with a single group of Hounds. I don't think, that's really worth it. In the beginning, I'd rather take a double stack of Hounds instead of an Harpy. And I found the Harpies a bit lagging. And what I mean by that is they are decent enough, but the problem is they don't have much defense, so they die quickly. You can't engage. Yeah, you can engage in the front, but if you do that, you're running the risk of losing them. And you only got 3 of those in the beginning, and then you can upgrade, but you're getting up to, I think it was 6, 8? 8. I think 8 harpies is the max you could get to. And that already sets an upper limit for the amount of attacks. With a demonic upgrade, you maybe get a third attack, but I don't know. They had not enough attacks. The hounds get you 2 attacks from the beginning as well, and you get more of these, and they replenish better, and you get a bigger group of these. And the harpies have the flying, but the flying only helps you set up. But in a fight, I found them lagging. When I had them and tried them, they just had not. They didn't have the punch to really go in there. Neither the numbers nor the punch to really do something. I'm not. I wouldn't put them in C tier because they are better than the skirmishers, but I would them in a solid B tier. They are okay. They are an okay pickup, especially if you get them discounted. Then yes, maybe go for them. Especially if you need something that is some kind of cavalry for you. But overall, they are not enough models, not enough attacks. You need either a third attack here and another wound to make them viable as some kind of not tank, or you need more models of these in the beginning. Otherwise, I think they're lagging behind the hounds. And especially if you get double hound in the beginning, if you pick this or that, pick the hounds, you get double the hounds and more troops and instead of the harpies. Which brings us to the centaurs. And the centaurs are basically the harpies without the flying, if I want to put it like that. So if you compare them, they've got hand weapons and shields and the javelin, and we come to the javelin. But the hand weapon makes it so that it's the same amount of stats as with the harpies, except for you have an extra defense. And the only difference is these guys have a bit more defense. They have no flying, and they have the less troops, and they suffer from the same problem as the harpies in the beginning. So let's put them in B tier as well. They're solid. I mean, shows you how good this roster is, that you've got so many solid choices. You can't go wrong with them, but they also will not really do it for you. You can upgrade them, you can get more of them, but they'll suffer the same problem as the harpies. Not enough models, not enough attacks, or not sturdy enough to really do something. And that's about it. And the problem is the charge range of these guys is bigger than the javelin throw range, and the javelin is just a waste on these guys, in my opinion. You can only use the javelin in very specific times, and that's when the AI or the enemy is close to you and has not charged yet, and you can shoot and then charge afterwards. But what you want to do with these guys, actually, with this whole crew, is they have a long charge range, they are good in movement, so you want to engage and charge into the enemy before the enemy can charge you, so that you get the charge bonus and the enemy doesn't. And then you overwhelm them and then you kick them out. So what tends to happen with these guys is you are getting into a position and you're charging and you're never going to use the javelin, or in very random low occasions. That's some occasions. That's I don't think the javelin is worth it. I'd rather take away the javelin on these and put something else here. I don't know what, but maybe take a javelin out and give me another model or a better replenishment with more models. I don't know. Maybe even another wound or another attack, but the javelin just doesn't do it for me. It's a waste, and it doesn't help him. It doesn't hinder him as well. But their charge range is longer than their javelin throw range, and so you're always charging instead of using that. But they're a solid choice. Again, if you put the choice before me in the beginning of a run to take a double hound or a harpy group or a centaur, I probably would tend to the double hound stack. if I had to buy one in a shop and these three, then of course the hound is half as valuable, so it would be either one of those, but taking them late won't help you. Either you get them right in the beginning or very, very early on so that you can level them up and get them stronger, but if you get them in the last shop before the end boss, they won't really cut it for you. You can use them to annoy the enemy, but they are on their own not the strongest to help. Okay, which brings us to the chariot, and the chariot is again a special thing. If you take them in the beginning, you get 2 of those. If you buy them in the shop, you get 1 of those. So same thing applies that to apply to every other chariot we have covered so far. Get them in the beginning or don't get them. They are very nice as in this instance they are very nice as a vehicle for your lord. So if you take out the lord from the minotaurs can operate on their own, and then you've got 2 killing machines. You've got the minotaur lord and you've got this. Problem is, if you put the minotaur lord on this thing and you're going against normal troops, then you are stuck to the mount here, and the defense on this is the same as with the Minotaur Lord, but this one can upgrade quite quickly. And if the chariot dies as a vehicle, the Lord dies. But it's okay, it's still valuable enough. And I would say when we played the chariots, they are fine. I would put them here because they don't outshine any of these. If you get them in the beginning, you get 2, it's fine. Otherwise, take something else in the shop. Don't take them in the shop as a single unit, I would say. And they're fine as a pickup overall. If you would put these 3 together in the beginning, the harpies, the centaurs, and the chariots, the double chariot, I'm not quite sure what I would take. I would probably take the double chariot because the chariot is 2 chariots or 2 troops is better than 1, I would say. But you're limited to the single unit, and that's the attacks you have, and that's all you have, and that makes them not as great, especially if the charge doesn't work, like against undead. The chariot doesn't really cut it. Then, yeah. So overall, I would say I would rather take 2 hounds than the chariot, and they're on the same level as these. Let's keep it here. It's fine. They're not terrible, but they're also not the greatest. Which leaves us with the last one, and the last one is the feral giant. And this guy is a beast. I mean, you can see it from the stats. He's got 6 power, 6 defense, 5 attacks, 8 wounds, and 8 discipline. He's not fearless. He's fearless, so the 8 discipline, and each discipline you put into him in a level up can help him stay. But that's not his strength. His strength is the upgrade Putrid Stench, and I love the upgrade Putrid Stench because the upgrade makes it so that you can you force the enemy to re-roll their attacks. And with a guy that has 6 defense and a lot of troops that don't have the power to get after him, you force guys to re-roll on 4s and 5s, which means on average the enemy hits you like once, twice, maybe sometimes more. You have to be aware of the single target units and heroes that come with a lot of power, like dragons, like the T-Rex, like the Minotaurs, or other troops that have a lot of power, or bolt throwers and cannons. They can hurt you, but all the others don't. And especially this guy is your best anvil, and I'm putting it into S tier. I used this combination in my last run on challenge level 7 here, and this alone actually gives you a decent chance. If you start with this in the beginning, a Minotaur Lord with his 2 Minotaur retinues and the Fearless Giant, then you can pick whatever you want. You're already set to a really great run, because you can't go wrong with these guys. You just charge in and they hold their own, and as long as you're not rolling really terribly, you're good to go, I would say. And that is the ranking. And I would say the Giant with the Minotaur is the greatest. Then comes the Ibex Warriors, especially if you get them early and can upgrade them into a bigger stack. The Hounds, but under the asterisk that you have to put them if you take them in the beginning. If you don't take them in the beginning, don't buy them unless you luck into them very, very cheaply. But overall, only take them in the beginning. But pick them before one of these other types. In the run, you can buy these, but in the beginning, always take the double hound instead of one of these. Then you've got a solid core, and then you've got the skirmisher. And overall, you see that this, in my opinion, is a very, very strong roster. So, yeah, I would say one of the stronger rosters, and we have to see if and when I do my a total overall. So whenever I'm finished with all of the crews, we've got a few left. So we've got the elves left, we've got the humans left, we've got the reptiles left, and we've got the deep woods left. If we've got these last 4 armies, we're gonna do a tier list, of course, of those, and then we're gonna we make a big list of all the crew, all the troops, and it's gonna be a long one, and then we're gonna grade them against each other. Overall, I would say in itself, this army roster is one of the stronger ones, and I like it. I wasn't yeah, I was happy with how it has worked out. Skirmishers always with their own problems as per usual, but overall they've got some solid S tier choices that you can take, and I would say they slap and they are really great. And yeah, that is that. That's my ranking for the Goatmans, for the Goatmen Raiders. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see each other in some time to continue with another round of Soul with a new army roster, and this time we are doing only challenge level 7 runs with each one of the lords. So that's what's gonna happen. Hope you liked it, and until then, and I will see you. Bye bye.